background you can see the Tillery and also Hampton Inn. Tillery is to the left, Hampton Inn is to the right. Here we are. That's the two closest hotel entrances to the pedestrian area of Manhattan Bridge. We're at the corner of J Street and Tillery Street. That's why it's called the Tillery. And here we go, we're starting to walk. Even though there's a sign coming up saying Brooklyn Bridge, we're not taking Brooklyn Bridge, we're taking Manhattan Bridge. That sign is really for cars. This is a Sunday afternoon. February, I want to say 19th. I could be wrong. Tomorrow is a holiday. Tomorrow is President's Day. There's a church coming up. Cathedral, also got St. James. Pope John Paul II voted this historic St. James Cathedral. He walked in our midst and touched our hearts, blah, blah, blah. If you wanted to read it, you could have paused it. Or you could go back. Excuse me. Move-in ready office space if anyone wants office space. There you go. Right by the bridge. Nice little pedestrian open to the public plaza. But what's weird is you're like a good walk to anything. There's like a block away there's a deli to eat, but not that much food selection here. So it's not that inviting of an office space. Because what do people do on lunch? They have to go to only one deli. It's not too exciting. So, it's funny, at these bridges there's always a hotel. So there's two when you're in Brooklyn, and there's one immediately in Manhattan, and then there's another like a block away. I can point them both to you. Here's all these cars. Ah, boy. And there's a motorcycle. You can't ever do a video without music playing in New York. It's a given. So we still have a red light. Ah, now we can walk. So, here's the only way to avoid any steps on the Manhattan Bridge. I thought there was steps, and when I went, I must have taken the area where there was some steps. but there is a way. Manhattan Bridge with no steps. See over there, there's steps. And then I'll show you where there's even more steps. What's nice on this bridge is they separate the pedestrian walkway and is that another? No, he's going to piss. Okay. I thought that was a way to cross somehow, but no, they can't. Oh, there's another plaque. There you go. National Historic Civil Engineering Landmark. Let's see, this is the steps I remembered. It almost looks like a castle. The steps. Here we go. See, what's cool with this is it's curved, the fence. On the left it's curved, on the right it's not. So you have an interesting change. And on the other side of the bridge is where they have the bicycles and I guess runners are supposed to be on the other side, but I don't know. And would you really want to run with bicycles and people illegally using e-bikes? I don't know. Or scooters? It's probably safer to run over here. There's, oh, right over there is the Brooklyn Bridge for cars to enter. We did that a few days ago. We walked it, but that wasn't where you enter if you walk. More businesses, or office space rather, so they have businesses in the office space. There might be more food options over there on the side streets. So over there at least you have some side streets where there's food. The other place is just too far away. There's this huge building that they're working on. It's like half built. Like you have one tower that's done and the other tower that they're, I don't know, I guess it's one part of it's done. I don't know. If you know, yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it is. I think it's just another building right next to it. Because I'm pretty sure that's been there. I think people live there, yeah. So they live or work there, something. Or they're just adding on to the side of it. Okay, so you can't really hear with all this noise. As you see, there's train tracks and there's a subway going by. In Manhattan, they're all underground except if you go real up north, then they start being exposed again. In Brooklyn, depending where you are, they're either above ground or underground. Here we're they're underground in the immediate downtown, but they're exposed on the Manhattan Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge does not have any train service. but the Williamsburg does. Pretty sure it wasn't till right after 9/11 did they add all the American flag stickers on all the subway cars here in New York. Became very patriotic after that. Somehow MTA found in their budget to add all those stickers. Wonder how much that cost. If we didn't have those stickers on it, we probably would have saved a lot of money. Okay, so here we go. This is an interesting feature. Well, that's locked. They padlock all these. That's interesting. Kind of feels like a castle. These columns. You can tell recently they painted this over, but right away people graffiti it. Also, this was all painted recently at one point. I remember when I was walking on this bridge. I've been over about 6 years ago, yeah. About 6 years ago. And you can see this was painted since. Because it used to be really terrible. Hello. Whoever just joined. I think I have the text showing, but I don't see any text. There it goes. Trains, you can't hear anything. Sorry about that, somebody just tried calling me. There we go, that's promenade area. I heard someone breathe heavy as they were running past me. The sun is peeking through the clouds. On this cloudy afternoon. Now we're gonna be getting up to a area that we are able to view better. I just don't know how the reception is. I'll see the reception in a minute. Oh, hello. Hello, Jacob. Welcome. We are on the Manhattan Bridge, in between both Manhattan and Brooklyn, walking towards Manhattan. Here is an area we can view. That's Brooklyn. Nice place, thank you. In the background, goes another train. Sorry about that. See, that's the promenade area where you can walk along the East River in Brooklyn. There's also that structure there is a carousel, so kids can go on a carousel, you know. So, and then there in the background is Brooklyn Bridge, which is a much nicer bridge to walk on, which we featured a few days ago on a live stream. So here we have an emergency telephone box, which you're better off using your own cell phone. I don't know if that actually works or not. So there we go, that's Brooklyn, that's Manhattan Bridge, that's a hole in the fence, that's another hole in the fence. I don't want to put my phone there just in case it gets windy and falls, but people put their phone over there. And that's Manhattan. So now we're walking closer to Manhattan, ever so closer. If I lose reception, it will only be temporarily, since I don't know if they put antennas on the bridge or not. There goes another train. Okay, sorry about all the noise. Getting closer to Manhattan, as you see. You see the Frank Gehry building. That's that Twisted Metal. And right behind it is One World Trade Center. And then to the right of the Frank Gehry building, you see an older looking building with a green top. That's the Woolworth building. I don't know if you can see it. The Woolworth building at one point was the tallest building in the world. And before that, across the street, 15 Park Row was the tallest building in the world, briefly as well. Now, as you can tell, these are not the tallest buildings in the world anymore. I want to say India has the tallest building. Most likely I am. But if you ask me, those buildings are tall enough. Maybe the original World Trade Center was the tallest in the 70s. That could be. I forget. I have more people coming up. It's great that it got sunny just as I get on the bridge. It got sunny. which it looks like it's still very cloudy, so it'll be short-lived. Then on the Manhattan side, coming up on our left, there's a walkway, pedestrian walkway, as well as a highway that's right above it. And a street below the highway even. The elevated highway over there, that's the FDR Drive. And over here, it's not so bad. It's kind of wide, but and windy, and a lot more accidents. So yeah, I've driven it plenty of times. Do I enjoy driving that highway? Not really. I feel like people drive way too fast where there's a lot of curves. And there's a lot of accidents on that road. But to get from point A to point B quickly, when there's no accidents, it's a pretty quick drive. And when there's less traffic. When there's a lot of traffic, there's areas that bunches up where there's like a lane closed ahead or a heavy merge. Here's another little viewpoint. Stop. There's another emergency area. You can see people put padlocks over here, which you're not supposed to. There's an opening in the fence. Break the fence, which you're not supposed to. And I don't want to stick my phone out, just in case there's a gust of wind and it falls. No thanks. There we go. If you're just joining the live stream, we are on the Manhattan Bridge, walking towards Manhattan from Brooklyn. You will see the highway down below on the left, as well as a walkway. And even a baseball diamond. At some point below that highway, there's the walkway, and there's also a little outdoor gym. So in the morning or evening, you see people exercising outdoors during sunset or sunrise, or sunset rather. It feels like one of those movie sets or something. You're like, am I being gagged, or what's up with that? Where's the camera? People are have an outdoor gym. That's why it gets so noisy all the time. That, and then there's cars, and then another set of train tracks. And there's a bathroom for construction workers. I don't know if you can see it. Oh well. It's a bit weird, random bathroom on a bridge, porta potty. And here's the other area. It looks like a castle. There's like 2 or 3 of them. And here's that white canvas, which is being graffitied on more. Oh, someone's drinking some liquor bottles. See? I don't know what they were going for with this. I think it's Caesar's casino. You see those pillars. Some sort of Roman Empire. Here we go. We'll see that more when we exit the bridge. Go. Definitely in Manhattan, as you can see. All those buildings. This is Chinatown. All those tenement buildings, walk-ups primarily. Then you have a few taller buildings that are elevator buildings. Wow, for once you don't hear the subway. The subway is what makes this walk not as pleasant. They're really noisy, rickety old tracks. That's another thing that MTA could improve on. They look all rusted too. It's kind of really depressing how old the tracks are. When we think of stainless steel, you don't think of rust. You know, it was 6 years ago when I went on this bridge. It looked really old and decrepit. Now it looks a bit nicer. Chinatown. See the Chinese signs. American flag and Chinese characters. That big brown building is a co-op. Bought into there and they pay maintenance fee monthly and taxes to live there as opposed to rent. it's a bit subsidized. I think it doesn't quite cost as much to buy there, and there's some sort of income levels. Now what's really crazy is over here, the fence ends for a bit, but it's still very high up, so if you were to fall, you'd be dead. So I don't know if there was a mistake in design, but yeah, it's too high. I mean, it's too, yeah, we're too high up for there to be no fence there. See over here, there's a fence. They don't want you going the subway. See, then now there's a fence again. So I don't know. That was a bad sense of design. There's an area like that at George Washington Bridge too, where they just forgot about building a fence. Now there's some graffiti of some other YouTuber. That's really smart. You put your tag of your YouTube channel, but you also defaced city property. That's, I don't know, it's like self-incrimination. It's a bit weird. So there's a nice bank right in front of us, which HSBC now has a location in, or at one point did. I'm not sure if they still have that location. A lot of the HSBC is closed, and they were bought out in the US. I think Citizens Bank, they sold a lot of their locations too. But there's a few. I know there's one in Midtown by Bryant Park is their headquarters. So in their headquarters building there's one. Houston and Broadway and Soho there's one. And I think this might actually be still at HSBC. And then this huge glass building next to it is a Hyatt Centric. I think it's a Centric. It's definitely a Hyatt. Hotel 50 Bowery. Maybe not a Centric because it's kind of we're off to the side, but it's definitely a Hyatt of some sort. 50 Bowery. If anyone by Google, you can look it up and tell me. See? Motorcycle on the pedestrian. Brilliance. Brilliance. Goes without fail. Then there's also Leon Hotel over there, which is an unbranded hotel. I have no idea if they're any good. And there's another one a block away, and we'll end there. We'll end at that last hotel. Here we are in Chinatown. Buddhist temple is right over there. That's the entrance. They have those columns. There's another Tesla. Can't escape them. I'm gonna wait for the light because these cars come pretty quick. And we can walk. Sunday. I don't know. A bit later in the day though, so they're probably closed. This bus here goes to Boston. It's Lucky Star. They used to have another bus company. Also went to Boston, but I think I'd rather take Amtrak. More comfortable. For the amount of money you save taking a bus, is it really worth it? Probably not. And we are coming up on a third hotel, and we'll just end it once we get to this third hotel. Oh, Emblem Humph Neighborhood Care. No public bathroom. That's how much they care. So the problem with this hotel is there's stairs and an elevator. And of course the elevator is broken, I think. Temporarily out of service. So you gotta go up these stairs to get in. And that's why it's probably not such a good hotel. Depends on the stairs. You have to go up the stairs to get in. So if you ever need to use an elevator, chances are the elevator is broken. So that's why I don't recommend that hotel. If you need an elevator, don't go there. Besides, you really should have a wheelchair accessible hotel. Get another view of it, and then we'll end there. It looks nice though. The rooms look nice, it looks clean. For a Wyndham, it's probably one of their nicer properties. I think there's some sort of rooftop bar at the top. I don't know, I haven't looked at the top. And there we go. I'm gonna end it. Have a wonderful rest of your day, Sunday afternoon. Hopefully you don't have any work tomorrow on Monday, President's Day.